culture wars are back in time for this year's elections, which I think they are. Here's a prediction. The next target, the next non-story that nonetheless induces Republican base outrage, the next cultural touchstone that shows how the liberal elitists want to ban fishing and Mother's Day and Cub Scouts and pie and all things American, and conservatives need to stand as a bulwark against that anti-American elitism. I think the next big fake fight is coming. It's on its way, and it is about Michelle Obama and her campaign for healthy eating and exercise. I don't want to give anybody on the right any ideas or encouragement, but the next round in the culture wars probably sounds a little something like this.
Get away from my French fries, Mrs. Obama. First politician that comes up to me with a carrot stick. I got a place for it. And it ain't my
That was Fox News host Glenn Beck last weekend at the Right Nation conference in Illinois, making his first "they came for the French fries" joke. It was the second time in a week that he rolled that out, in a week when others on the right all seemed to get that same idea at the same time.
Get your damn hands off my fries, lady. If I want to be a fatty and shovel French fries all day long, that is my choice. But oh, no, not so fast anymore. Because now we have the new fact, whether you like it or not, we have government health care now.
Taking the nanny state to the new level, Michelle Obama is suggesting what you should feed your children.
It's fine if she wants to jawbone about this and try to talk people into eating well, spend her own time and money, but I think she wants to spend our time and our money.
It won't be long. And after that call, she talked about what food she's going to fix and how she's going to prepare it and where she's going to get it. That woman will be reported to Michelle Obama.
See, haven't you heard now about how your cooking behavior gets reported to the First Lady? This is their conspiracy theory, that what you cook gets reported to the president's wife on some kind of tyrannical food hotline. That's their theory. Also, presumably, something about Muslims. If you want culture war politics again, if you want pure us versus them that is unsullied by actual policy, this is rich territory for the right. This past week, we also spotted this little tweet, basically a redirect to an article headlined, "Michelle's War on Fat. You'll have to pry these French fries from my cold, dead hands. This is war." The tweet that led to that article comes from the Center for Consumer Freedom, which has a hit piece on Michelle Obama's obesity campaign right there on the front page of its own website. Center for Consumer Freedom, does that ring a bell? Does that ring a bell for you, Center for Consumer Freedom? It's Rick Berman. Rick Berman, of course, the lobbyist/PR guy who makes up fake nonprofit groups that promote stuff like tanning beds are good for you, and don't worry about mercury in fish. You can use that tuna to take your temperature one day. That's neat, don't worry. Berman has also tried to sell the idea that upping the minimum wage is bad for people who make minimum wage. Somehow. He also hates the Humane Society. Yes, the Humane Society. Rick Berman's MO is to create fake citizen groups that are really just his PR firm, and to make muddy the waters fake science, to give the impression that maybe trans fats actually clean out your arteries. Also, secondhand smoke is delicious. Drunk driving, not that bad. And by the way, happy 30th birthday, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. May you be a thorn in Rick Berman's side for decades to come. If there were a corporation that benefited from people pounding nails into their foreheads, Rick Berman would be the PR guy that corporation hired to promote the healthiness of pounding nails into your forehead. Given what Rick Berman's MO is, you are forgiven if you thought of Rick Berman and his black is white, day is night, down the rabbit hole corporate PR strategy last week when you heard that the Corn Refiners Association was trying to change the name of high fructose corn syrup into, instead, corn sugar. Because corn sugar sounds delicious. Right on cue, Rick Berman joined in, pushing the let's call it corn sugar argument this week on the conservative website, The Daily Caller. And he's pushing it even though there's a different thing that already exists that's already called corn sugar. But why let facts get in the way of what your possibly shady, certainly undisclosed, most likely big agribusiness clients want? Another campaign Mr. Berman is working on now is sticking up for factory-farmed chickens after the recent giant salmonella outbreak attributed to eggs from chickens whose life conditions do not bear even the slightest weak-stomached contemplation. Who's to say those battery cages do anybody any harm? When a slick for-profit opportunist like Rick Berman starts taking on the First Lady's nutrition campaign, honestly, it smells like money. But when Glenn Beck and a lot of the Fox News lineup accidentally or on purpose teams up with him, it's almost like you can feel them sending a little ping, a little test to see if they can get something started, maybe launch a new talking point for the election. teaparty.frenchfrywar.us/First Lady Tyranny. You can feel it coming, can't you? In 3, 2, 1...